Hello everyone, I invite you to every Wednesday review of the chart of the leading cryptocurrencies. Let's start by checking what the situation on BTC looks like, taking into account the 4-hour interval. Now with the yellow line we will mark the downtrend line under which the price was moving. Then we see the sideways movement, and here we can mark with the blue lines the sideways trend channel. Currently, we can mark the rounding bottom. But we can mark the entire movement from a strong correction as a sideways trend channel. If the price breaks above the rounding bottom and the upper border of the ongoing channel, we can see new BTC increases. Looking further, we can see that the upper border of the channel is also an important resistance for the price, which was previously also a dim support. When the price breaks it, we have another resistance at $17,145 and then at $17,598. Looking the other way, we can mark support points for our price. And here we see that we have the first support at $16,762, the second at $16,656, the third at $16,566. Then we have a strong support zone from $16,482 to $16,358. Often, when the price leaves the channel lower, you can see a drop equal to the size of the current channel, which coincides with the level set on the trend-based fib extension, at the price of $15,902. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that we still have a lot of energy. The MACD confirms the ongoing uptrend, although the RSI indicates the upper range. However, on larger timeframes such as daily or weekend, we have plenty of room to continue the upward movement with small corrections. As the second in today's review, we have the ETH chart, also on a single-day timeframe. However, here we can use white lines to mark a long-lasting sideways trend channel. While locally it is worth marking a local uptrend line. Now with the help of fib retracement, we will check where the price has support. And here we see that we first have a support zone from $1,213 to $1,180, but when the price falls below this zone, we have another support at $1,134 and then $1,074 at the bottom of the channel and at the previous low. Looking the other way, in a similar way, we can check where the ETH price will meet resistance. And as you can see, we have the first resistance at $1,227, which the price is currently fighting. The next resistance is at $1,251. then we have a strong resistance zone from $1,276 to $1,309, and when the price breaks it, it will go towards the resistance at $1,352 to the top of the channel. It is worth noting that the volume is very small, but there is a growing advantage of buyers. The CHOP index indicates that we have a lot of energy, so we can expect more traffic to come. The MACD indicator indicates that we have entered an uptrend, while the RSI is moving around the middle of the range, which makes it difficult to determine a specific price direction. Next in today's review, we have a chart of XRP against USDT on a one-day time frame. Let's start by marking the first trend, but before the price can face it, it has to overcome the local trend. Next, it is worth marking the sideways trend channel with blue lines. As we can see, although the price left the channel up, we formed a head and shoulders formation and the price returned to the channel. Now let's move on to determining the support, and here we can immediately see that the price is currently based on a strong support at 35 cents. The next support is at 29 cents. But in this situation it is worth marking the zone from the lower border of the channel to support as a strong support zone from 32 cents to 29 cents. Looking the other way, we see that we have the first resistance at 36 cents, the second resistance at 40 cents. When we manage to break it and break above the upper border of the channel, we have a strong resistance zone from 43 cents to 46 cents, which the price will have to deal with to measure. Please also pay attention to the volume, which has definitely increased with the advantage of buyers. On the CHOP index, we see that most of the energy was used to stop the correction. The MACD indicator indicates that we have maintained an uptrend, while the RSI is moving in the lower range, which in the long run should result in an increase in the price. The last one in today's chart is the LTC to USDT chart on a one-day time frame. We will start by marking the sideways trend channel. And then we can mark the local downtrend line. Now, with the help of fib retracement, we will check the resistance places for the price, and here we see that we first have a strong resistance zone from $74 to $82. When we manage to break it and test it positively, we have another resistance at $93 and $107. Looking the other way, we can mark the support areas. As you can see, we have the first support at $68, the second at $62. Then we can mark a strong support zone from $57 to $48. However, if it is broken and the price drops below the lower limit of the channel, we have another support at $40, which is my last low. As we can see on the CHOP index, the energy has been used for the last move. The MACD confirms the downtrend, while the RSI touched the upper range, which means that we can expect a price correction. Technical analysis is provided by a third party and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.